What is up, guys and gals, and welcome back to Mad Dog McGriddle's quest to help Nords be badass. So, in the last episode, we had done a little bit of scouting, we had gotten some stuff done, we had fought our first battle against a professional army, which is always a fairly good indicator that you're ready for, like, game day. You're ready to roll. You've got whatever your athletic apparel are all ready, you've been trained up, and you're ready to compete. And so, since we were able to stand on our own 2 feet against an actual army with actual units, I'm feeling pretty positive about the future. Having finished off Jarl Gerlad's quest to scout out a lot of this area, I think at this point we should probably occupy ourselves with finding him and figuring out where he went. Now, our last report said that he was near Uxkhal, but he's not there anymore. So we've got to track him down. Let's see if we can't find an indicator as to where he's at. Our faction is doing very, very well right now. We've taken a big old chunk of land. Let me see in the reports who we're at war with. Let's see here. Faction relations. We're at war with Swadia and the Kyrgyz, oddly enough. So that's a little bit of a weird thing right there. Kyrgyz, well, we do have a border with them, do we? See, we don't even have a border with the Kyrgyz, and yet we're at war with them, which is kind of a weird place to be in as a faction. I've seen it happen a couple times where, like, Nords will go to war with the Saranids or something really, really odd where you have to overextend yourself to go out and actually assist with the fight. But what do we want to do in this episode? Well, we want to continue, we want to keep on keeping on, essentially. We want to keep leveling up and getting ourselves stronger for the fight in the future. There's Count Montawar. What does he have? 33 guys. Let's jump him. Let's jump this dude. How many of our forces are out right now? Oh, really? We're all ready to go? What are his forces looking like? Oh, he is toast. Let's see if we can't get down on this guy before he gets to Kelredden. I think he's going to make it. Yeah, it was 5.2 versus 5.1. Coward ran away and didn't want to stand his ground because he knew what was going to happen. He was like, oh my god, the Nerd Castle is coming, and they got their Ray-Bans on and everything. It is about to get real in here. It is about to be like salted earth and like glass and just all kinds of broken, bloody bodies everywhere. When we pass through, when the Nords pass through, it is a party of destruction. Let's talk to Jarl Olaf. Oh, there's King Ragnar, even better. Let's go talk to the king and figure out where our dear Marshal is at so that we can complete that quest, and then we'll focus on getting those 7 veterans done too. I noticed that on the last episode I accidentally upgraded a bunch of my veterans into housecarls, so I'm going to try and avoid that for the next little bit, although we are at war right now, so giving up our elite troops is probably a bad idea. Let's ask, oh hey, he gave us a little bit of reputation because I guess he was at that battle we were at. Let's ask him where the Marshal is at. He's traveling to Chalbek at the moment, and he's close to Hayan. Let's take a look, and I think Chalbek is way up there. And if he's close to Hayan, I always lose Hayan. Oh, it's right there. Okay, so he's got a little bit of a head start on us. Let's head to Chalbek. We'll get into any fights. If we find any bandits or anything of that nature while we're traveling around, we will jump into those battles and see if maybe... What about these guys? There's Mariyir and Nudar. Who gave us the quest for the 7 veterans? That was Lagerson. Okay. I like to avoid using the speed up too much when we're in a state of war. So if we're at war with other armies, using the fast forward tends to be... Oh, there's Gerlad right there. Hey, Gerlad, come back. Oh, he's got 8 men and 51 captives. Just traveling at a ridiculous speed, so it's going to be rough to catch him right now. We're not supposed to be following him anymore. So I guess we may or may not have gotten paid out for that. It's been a day or two since I played last, so I'm not really too keen on the current events that have been going on. I've already forgotten. I'm gonna be straightforward with you guys and be like, I don't know. I have forgotten already. Let's make some more archers. Turn them into trained footmen because obviously we're gonna need replacement troops once we give up our 7 guys. Gerlad needs to like go get himself an army. This is getting a little out of control. He said that we did a good job scouting. We're up to cooperative now with him. He actually likes us. A simple task. And are we supposed to be following him now? Okay. So now we just kind of want to tag along and see what he gets up to. It looks like the majority of the armies here up in Nords are going to be retiring from the field for now. Are we maxed out already? Let's grab some recruits if we can. I mean, if we have the opportunity to grab a few more newbies, we might as well and start getting them leveled up. Because when we swap out all of our veterans, it's going to hurt, but we are going to get a lot of reputation for doing it, so we want to make friends in this faction. We really want to play nice, because if we ever decide down the line to rebel against Nords, After we become a lord and we get some right to rule, we can make our own faction and decide that we want to rule the map and we want to become emperor. And so if we want to go mine, gimme, 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 we definitely want to be friends with a lot of lords so that they'll come and join our side once we get to that point. I've only done it like once or twice in the past. In general, you seem to get dogpiled by just about everybody. Since you have to have a pretty absurd amount of right to rule. I think you need like, oh, it's been a long time since I've looked at the figures, but I think the safety net people have said is you need like 150 right to rule for everybody not to just instantly declare war on you when you make a new faction. Basically, everybody says you're illegitimate and that you don't deserve to be the king, which is wrong because we already have a nerd castle, and the nerd castle needs a king, or a queen, I'm sorry, an empress. I like that even better. Empress sounds more badass than queen. I would always go with emperor, empress if I had the choice. It just seems like between a king, if you had to decide between a king or an emperor, I feel like the emperor would have a higher chance of shooting fists out of his eyes as a superpower. So I think that I'm going to go with emperor. Let's hang out here since apparently he's decided to hit the old lordly recliner for the next couple days. And once he actually breaks out and decides to go do something or pays us and gives us a bunch of free XP, we'll be free to roam and get into some more trouble. Anything? Are we gonna go anywhere, or are we just gonna sit here for weeks? God, I think he is just done. He is no longer wanting to... Oh, good, we're at war with Vagirs now. That's gonna be even better. We're at war with pretty much half the map right now. It's because we've taken new holdings. Typically, whoever has made the most, I guess, progress on the map, they tend to be like victim number one. People they see the big dog and they just can't stand it. You see the big dog hanging out, flexing, being all awesome at the top of the game field. Oh, we made peace with Swadia, never mind. Well, apparently they saw all the stuff we took from him and decided to be our friends. We've gained right to rule. Oh, that's because we took part in that campaign against Swadia. Okay, so you do want to be involved with as many wars as you can as the game goes along, because as you're involved with wars, you will get yourself some right to rule. I don't think it's actually listed here. In some of the later mods, oh, there it is right there. Right to rule 3. So that basically means that there's like a couple bums that are off in the middle of nowhere, like basic like Laroushis that think that we should be able to rule. What is going on here with Gurlad? Is he just bunking out? Let's go talk to him and see if we can't maybe figure out why he's not going out to do anything. I don't really want to sit around here, but since we have the quest to follow him, and it's worth... Oh, they've declared. Okay, so now Swadia is at war with them. We are getting paid, which is good. For our military skills, we are collecting some reparations right now, or some compensation, but at the same time, we're still not in the black just yet. I will start buying properties pretty soon in the future, but you've got to have a decent amount of money to do that in the first place. Oh, we're out of food. Let's maybe hit up Builin and see if maybe they have some food for us. Yeah, they have dried meat, so that'll work out. 52 dinars. I'm not going to buy the grapes. I will, however, flip some of this stuff. Let's see, that'll be enough, and that should be enough. They don't have the money to pay me, but whatever. As long as we've got a little bit of food, we should be alright. Oddly enough, there's no, like, palisade, or there's no, like, little village outside castles. Typically, IRL, in the medieval times, there was, like, a big kind of village outside each castle, because people wanted to be able to run inside the castle if there was ever an invasion to avoid just being kind of molested and pillaged. As I've talked about earlier on, that's pretty much the only thing that peasants are good for during this time period. But... as of oh, I think he put out the call to arms. That's what it was. Okay, so there he goes. Gurlad actually has an army this time, which means we're going to be able to keep up with him. I'm hoping that as we travel down the map here, we'll get close enough to tier where I can resupply. And I think there may actually be a tournament. I don't know. If they're all going to tier, there might be a tournament. Let's grab some food, though. We definitely need to grab the medieval victuals, get ourselves some medieval McDonald's before we go do anything else in the field of battle. I don't believe I'm going to use any of this equipment on any of my guys just yet. I would rather have the money. Like, this is another week of salary for most of my soldiers. Not a week of celery. You don't have the ability to buy celery. And that's just fine because celery is gross anyways, unless it's like ants on a log. Ants on a log are amazing if you've never had ants on a log. Keep that in mind. If you don't know what ants on a log are, it depends. Like, regionally they're made different ways, but it's a piece of celery, and you can either put... oh, I don't know. You can put peanut butter on top of it, and then you put raisins on top of the peanut butter, so it looks like ants on a log. You can also use other stuff if you really want to, like other delishable, like delishable. I just made up a new word. It's a new truthiness, delishable. No, you can put other good stuff like chocolate sauce on there, like the frosting. you know, that you put on top of a cake, like the chocolate frosting. You could put that on a piece of celery, and I fully address that that pretty much removes like any nutritional benefits that it might have had in the first place. But celery is not that attractive, aside from being like natural dental floss. It's not really a very attractive thing. I don't enjoy eating it. Celery, I don't know. I'll eat olives. I like to put them on my fingers too, just like when I was a little kid. I still do that. My big goal in life is like never to grow up, just always just be like a little kid all the time. Maybe I should grab a couple of villagers here. I'll take a couple recruits. They'll level up as we're running around anyways. Did I level up? I did! I leveled up recently. Well, maybe we should give Mad Dog McGriddle, let's even out her charisma now. And then after that, I haven't decided if I wanted her to be like a full-on intelligence build or if I wanted to just blow her out with agility and strength to see if I could get her Weapon Master up higher. I don't know. Weapon Master's a pretty good skill to have. If you can just outswing everybody else on the battlefield, you tend to do pretty well in this game. Let's give her Trainer 4. I guess, so that we're really handing down that information to our new recruits. And let me refresh my memory because I have like 5 campaigns going right now, and I don't remember who's in my party. We have Behester and Matheld. Okay. That's the problem, is I'm actually playing this actively on my own. I've got a Florist campaign going. I've got a Vanilla campaign going on the side of this. In Florist, I'm playing Swadia. In my Vanilla campaign, I'm playing Rhodox, and so I just have so many campaigns going right now that it's very difficult to keep them all straight. In fact, when I first loaded in and saw the map, I was like, what happened? Swadians had taken like everything the last time I looked at the game, and I was like, oh yeah, we're playing Nords in this one. So bear with me if I say anything stupid or otherwise dunce-worthy. Prepare the pointy hat for Splattercat. At least it rhymes. I mean, if you've got to wear the dunce hat, at least the proclamation that you have to wear one rhymes. You take what you can get. That's Drooly, and he's running around. Boyar Drooly. Wonder if he's named after the fact that he can't get through dinner without soiling his bib. He doesn't actually have a whole lot of troops that are terrifying. That's a pretty weak army right there for its size. He has veterans, but they're veterans. He's only got 1 Vigier Knight. He doesn't have, like, Lancers or anything. Not too terrifying of an army. In fact, I feel like we should probably bulldoze them on the way by, but the campaign AI does not do very smart things. Like, they don't work around the edges. Oh, hold on here. You're going to jump the homie. I might jump in on this one. Boyar Kumipa. A Kumipa sounds like a bad guy from a Mario game. It'll be like 100 versus, what do they have? They have 20 knights? Nah, sorry, man. You're on your own. You are on your own, my friend. With 20 knights, those are top-tier troops. The fact that I'm not even, like, fielding any housecarls makes that fight a terrible, terrible miscalculation. Where are we going? Are we, like, attacking Jerby? I know that the Nords have an addiction to Jerby. They're always attacking Jerby. And why? I don't know. It's either Kura, Jerby, or Ismarala whenever you play as Nord. They're always battling over one of those 3 places. Now we're standing around in a forest because everybody knows that when you assemble the army, you're supposed to stand around in a forest for at least a few weeks. So far, like, nothing good has happened here in this episode. I'm really, truly waiting for something good to happen. Or for him to break loose, like, really for him to take his foot out of our ass and let us be a freelancer, because we could really be doing damage right now to the enemy forces if he would just let us. Then again, Gurlad is pretty far down the list of lords. I'm surprised in the first place that he's actually the marshal. He must have done something out behind the barn for somebody to get that posting, because I don't know. I guess we'll stand around further. Is there a siege we're trying to break? Like, is Vercheg? No. Oh, okay, Alber is under siege. That's what we're doing over here. Looks like we got some fog rolling in too, which is going to make the upcoming battles quite interesting. And I guess we're going to act as siege breakers right now. I would love to bait some of these armies away, but as you can see, they're stacked up. And the campaign AI, one of the major changes that the campaign AI needs is that it needs to count, it needs to draw a circle, basically, and rubber band box all these and take a max number count. And if it outnumbers their rubber band box, they should attack. But what happens right now is that nobody actually has the stones to jump in on this fight because they're outnumbered to every single army down here. So our biggest guy is Taraya, who is at 138. Why he's not attacking somebody down here, I don't know. But for whatever reason, the AI has decided it doesn't want what, I guess, Vegirs has on offer. So I guess we'll stand around for a bit until they conquer our castle and just kind of let this happen. With 54 guys, I'm not in any position. 54 mid-tier guys, I'm in no position to actually change the outcome to any of this. Ooh, and they broke the siege to come attack us. Well, I really wish somebody around here. I think we could take this battle if we all jumped in on it. And then we would just end Vegirs once and for all. I think they would only have like 1 or 2 other campaign armies that would be a threat to us. If indeed we could pull it off. But it looks like nobody's actually ready to hit the field just yet. Oh, somebody's gonna get caught up here somewhere. We are all intermixed now, and I don't want to get caught. I definitely don't want to get caught. If we end up running around in lame mode, being ransomed, I'm gonna be very, very upset with myself. This has been 15 minutes of just nothing happening. This is one of the main problems with actually being part of a mercenary force when you're a lord. Oh, there we go. They broke us loose. So when you finish follow Jarl Gurlad's army, you're going to get 4,200. Depends how long you're there. You get like 250 XP for every like small amount of time you're there. I think it's for every day or so. And we've been in here so long that we actually managed to level up from it. Let's give ourselves some more charisma. We'll also increase our prisoner management. Actually, no. Yeah, we'll sit with that. Never mind. We'll stay there. With the level ups, I'm going to put some points into two-handed weapons just in case we get stuck using them in a tournament. Or if I decide to go that way. Let's jump in on this battle over here. We're going to move in to help and we'll charge. It's 466 against 117, I think it said. We'll still get some renown out of it though, so it'll be oh, we're going to do this whole line battle thing? Okay. I guess that's alright. We don't really have that much at stake here on the battlefield anyways. We have 5 guys. Whenever somebody says, like, we don't have anything at stake, I always think about somebody that's just, like, sad about losing their steak. Like, that's all they have in life is just, like, a delicious porterhouse, and they're just terrified they're gonna lose it. When you have something at stake. You have a stake to lose. You have stake in this. Although I suppose that could mean something completely different to a vampire, too. A vampire could have something in stake completely differently, like when he's at war with vampire hunters. He definitely has something in stake in that battle. Terrible puns. Jumping over the front lines. Yeah, that would be impressive. If my lord jumped over me with a horse Free Willy style, I would be inspired to do battle and also probably stand in a different location so that he wouldn't try it again. Getting caught in the side of the head with a hoof does not behoove me, I guess. Who is this? Merrier? Why are you on foot, man? Jarl Gurlad with his badass helmet of badassery. He's definitely a terrifying individual. These battles actually have the tendency to take forever to finish because the AI likes to circle around each other. Like, they'll stay in lines and they'll wheel in such a fashion to where they just go around each other in circles, gaining a few feet each time until finally somebody hits the boundary of the battlefield. And then they're like, well, damn, we have to charge now. Basically, it's that syndrome you see when 2 guys get into a fight and they're like, swing, man, do it, swing. But, like, neither person. Really, my horse got hit with an arrow. God. Alright, whatever. You hit Wiggle Chiggy with an arrow. I'm not okay with that. You leave Wiggle Chiggy alone. I'm going to position my troops right here. And since we're free to go, I'm actually, after this, I'm going to see what kind of, like, trouble we can get into in between here and some of the later. They're going to call us up again. Don't think for a second that this is the only deployment we're ever going to get. As a mercenary, we're pretty much chained at the neck to whatever the marshal wants, and we're going to have to do his bitch work left and right, but it's alright. We got a reasonable amount of XP out of the deal, so I'm okay with it. I'm going to leave my troops standing right here. Except for this guy who's way off in the side. I don't know what he's doing. I guess he's just sniping or something. Let's see if we can't wiggle around the edges a little bit here. If I can kill some guys along the edges, I might be able to force a charge early so that we don't have to sit here for so long. The downside to this tactic is I may catch an arrow in the throat, and that'll be that for our deployment. You try and stay on the low side of the mountain here when messing around with this tactic, but since I don't have an armored horse, once we get a horse who actually has plate mail or anything of that nature, arrows are not going to be a concern any further. They're going to get hit by an arrow and it'll do 2 damage, and our horse will be like, what was that, a flea? And they are being really, really accurate at hitting us with bolts. So I'm actually, I'm going to waylay that plan. Our horse is looking rather feathered at the moment. And horses aren't supposed to have feathers unless they're mutant horses. Then they can have feathers. Or Pegasi, I suppose. Pegasi could have wings with the feathers. Unless they've got bat wings. Batwing Pegasi. Sounds like a terrible heavy metal band with like 12-year-olds in it. Batwing Pegasi. Or something ridiculous. In any case, I wish something would happen right. Oh, we killed somebody important. There's a horse standing around in the middle of the field, unless that's one of the wild, already barded horses of Calradia. Where is our army, and why haven't they charged yet? They have circled around all the way behind. You see what I mean? They will just walk in circles the entire time until something happens. And since we don't have an armored horse, I can't go stab somebody in the face and kind of kick off the battle early. Oh, somebody charged finally. There it is. So there is actually a charge occurring now. I'm going to come up from behind here. And surprise! Oh, we didn't kill him. Oh, that's disappointing. We can deal some damage, though. Missed that guy. Ooh. Hey, javelin guy, calm down. Get a little ahead of yourself. That guy moved a little bit, but I managed to wiggle the horse just a tad before he went anywhere else. That guy's gonna block me. And I'm ready to farm out some XP here. We've got like 117 victims, and I plan to take as many as possible if I could learn to aim properly. I have been playing a lot on my own, so I've seen my skills sort of come back, but at best I still consider myself like a low mid, like the lower middle class of, oh, you're gonna try and stab me with a spear, man. That's not nice. You gotta watch out for him. He is locked onto us like a nasty force-fueled missile. Ooh, this guy right here has victim written on his forehead. Down he goes. Vaguear Archer, okay, I'll take it. We should have some reinforcements fairly soon. I'm gonna tell my guys to charge now that we've taken the first field. And they're probably gonna reinforce from like right around here somewhere, down that hill maybe. Oh, we killed 117 guys already? I find that hard to believe. Okay, so it's gonna make us do it in multiple waves. I really hope we just charge the field this time. There's no reason at all that we should not just kind of get in there. So, I'm gonna pull a proctologist here, snap on those leather gloves, or if your proctologist had leather gloves, that'd be kind of nasty. Those rubber gloves, those gloves del latexo. I don't even know if that's how you say latex in Spanish. That's one of those random, oh my god. Okay, never mind. I guess all they have left are archers. I don't want to play anymore. I'm done. God, it's like a machine gun of pain. Wiggle Chiggy now lies slain, unfortunately, covered in his own horsey blood. I've got an arrow in my shoulder, and pretty much everywhere else. God, look at me right now. Oh, God, don't look at me. I gotta keep my eye on the prize, I guess. I'll be surprised if we don't lose somebody during the course of this battle. We are walking into just a hail of ass-kicking. Look at that casualty list. I'm glad they aren't my soldiers. However, once we get over here, this should be a slaughter, I hope. Now, when fighting multiple enemies, I find the best strategy is just to kind of walk backwards, like I did, and then I got tagged in the face with a scimitar. But we should be okay. Is that a different picture? I don't think I've ever seen that picture before. There's enemy 0 that we're charging against. Is that a bug? What's going on here? Why did it let me deploy against 0? That's weird. I feel like we got cheated out of our victory right there. And Matheld is now upset with us, but that's a bug. That is a major, major bug. Matheld is going to continue to be unhappy. Now that we're free, I'm going to go find some Sea Raiders here. We're going to get in a fight with them. Matheld leveled up. Let's level up some of these footmen. Behester's ready to go. What was I going to have him do? Let me have a look at his skills here. I believe I was going to have him be sort of our travel tactics track and field hunter kind of guy. Let's give him a bit more spotting so that we can see further on the world map. We'll continue pumping points into his one-handed weapons. We have no new equipment to distribute. Let's turn all of them into footmen. We're going to have to go down to Rhodoks pretty soon, too. Let's go fight these Sea Raiders. And from there... well... it's like there's going to be a fight to be had right here, too. Yeah, let's take it. We're not really healed. Wait, hold on. I think I targeted the wrong person here. Although there's really no point. It looks like it's 160 versus 60. We're not going to jump in on that. We're going to use it as a distraction to go after these Sea Raiders. That battle right there is turning into yet another dog pile. Nope, too close to the castle. You can never tell if there's somebody in there that's going to jump out at you. Let's go refuel, restation, get ourselves some more troops. We didn't really lose anybody there, but I want to take a minute out and possibly rest. Get some HP back. I think I'll break off the episode here. My name is Splattercat. Thank you for joining me at the Nerd Castle for an episode of Mount & Blade Warband. I'm always excited to record this game because it's so much fun. It's a game that I really do have a passion for. I hope to see you guys next time. Take care out there, everybody. And I hope that your Thanksgiving was all right. You'll probably see this maybe the day after Thanksgiving. But in any case, if you don't celebrate Thanksgiving, disregard. But if you do, I hope yours went well with your family and whatnot. Take care, guys.